Lucius Caecilius Lucundus was a person that was born in the AD of 9, fast forwarding to the death of AD 62, basically the 9th century. He was a banker who resided in the Roman colony of Pompeii between AD 14 and 62. His house can still be seen in the ruins of Pompeii, which were largely devastated by the eruption of Vesuvius in AD 679. The mansion is famous for its frescoes as well as a catch of wax tables unearthed there in 1875, which provided historians with access to the records of Lucundus baking operations. We know very little about Lucundus' life with certainty. He was born to the father named Felix, so he was a freedman and a banker. Somewhere before the end of Augustus' reign, or around AD 14, by AD 27, he was most likely had made his way into the financial industry. He was a well-known and prosperous banker by AD 58. Dealing with a diverse range of Popians, he is thought to have worked with about 6 partners. One of them was a freedman from the Helvii family named Apollinaris. His office are thought to have been in the mausoleum, or in his home. So for Lucundus, freedmen and slaves handled a variety of menial business duties, including witnessing and collecting payments from clients by signing receipts. His records include the slaves of the Philadelphus, Menippus, and Dionysus, operating on his behalf, as well as the freedmen Phobus, Comenius, and Caecilius. It has been hypothesized that Felix, another freedman, be the one to dedicate the portrait herm of Lucundus that is located in the house Altobrium. So he was known for keeping many private businesses records on wax tables, many of which were discovered at his residence in 1875. 16 of the 153 found tablets are contracts between Caecilius and the city of Pompeii, with the remaining of 137 being auction receipts on behalf of other parties. So 17 of these tablets contain documentations of loans he made to auction buyers. The tablets are triptychs, which means that there are 3 hardwood leaves are joined together to form 6 pages. The inner 4 pages were waxed, and the receipt was written on these surfaces. The tablet was then wrapped in twine, and the witnesses' wax seals were placed on top. This kept the paper from being tampered with, and a brief description of the receipt was written on the outside for identification purposes. Lucundus is an inspiration for the figure of Caecilius in the Cambridge Latin course, a British set of Latin textbooks based on Caecilius and his family's lives. Sixtus, Caecilius Lucundus, and Metellus, and Quintus Caecilius Lucundus were her sons. So the Lucundus deviated from the conventional naming practice by naming each of his sons after the noble family of the Caecilii Metelli. Little is known about either of them, though the incomplete state of the Lucundus business records, which were buried in his house in AD 79 alongside unfinished and unused tablets, but contain no records later than 62 AD. It has been interpreted as evidence that they did not follow their father into the baking trade. So what did he wore during that time? It was quite simple. He wore a tunic, a toga, and sandals. That's pretty much it of what he wore. But his house was very unique because he had portions of Lucundus' home still stands, and it offers a wealth of fascinating details about both the Pompeii and the Lucundus. The wax tablets were found there by archaeologists in his home's Lauranium, or shrine, as a relief that shows the temple of Jupiter during the 62 earthquake. There once were paintings in the altarum. A black and white mosaic adorns the floor, and a picture of a reclining dog is placed before the entryway. Finally, we get to talk about the wax tables. So Lucundus stored a great deal of personal documents on the wax tables, which is many of which were found in his home in 1875 during the time of the discovery. So out of the line of 153 tables, 16, like we said, 16 presented the contracts between the Pompeii and the Lucundus, while the remaining 137 are the third-party auction receipts. So 17 of the tablets documented the advances made by Lucundus to purchasers of the auction goods. In addition, the names of witnesses and vendors are recorded on the tablets, offering further information on Pompeii's social structure. And the 3 hardwood leaves are knotted together to form 6 pages, forming the triptychs that make up the tablets. To avoid tampering, though, a string would was used to seal the tablets, and wax was put to the inner 4 sheets. So to identify the purposes of that, it was there's a picture here that gives a brief description of the receipt that was also written on the outside, and if you can see, that was the picture right there. That's what it looks like. We cannot forget about the fact that we all love talking about boats during history class, so I got about. And honestly think it's very interesting how we have these pictures of the boats. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, or the audience, as I would like to say, ladies and gents.
And I'm on the block, and I'm on the block, in New York.